Alright, I'm going to show you how to start celery from the root part of whatever you bring home from the store. It's really simple. You just take your celery out. And I like to leave about a 3-inch section here. I'm going to cut that all off. This one's falling off, so I'm going to take it off. You're going to look on here and make sure that they look very healthy. These all look beautiful. And this one might, nope, that's just dirt. These look really beautiful. This part will continue to grow. It will sprout roots and they will get very deep and big, and eventually this will turn into like a root bulb. And the celery can continue to grow year after year after year. I have some outside that's been growing for 3 years that I grew from celery from the store. So I have 4 celery here. The tops I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate. I have beets, carrots, and celery today that I'm going to dehydrate. So I wanted to show you how to do this, and we'll go outside next. So this celery I planted about 2.5 months ago. There were 6 of them, and there's 5 left. This is just little baby leaves, but they're very solid and they're doing really well. So I have 4 more here that I'm going to go ahead and plant. This is January 15th, 2023. We do get freezing temperatures here. So when I know a freezing night is coming, I'll probably bring out some straw. And what I do is I nestle it around the plant, and then I loosely just like let it flake over. I don't want to crush it. I just want to create a little like balloon where the warmer air will circulate around there and the cold air comes over the top. And when I do that, I can grow potatoes. I can grow pretty much anything out here all winter long. I'm along the coast in the Pacific Northwest, but our temps do get down to like 28, 26 at night. And we're hitting that season right now because we're in January. February is usually our coldest month. Okay, so it is so simple. Like I said, I cut about 3 inches, generous. This one might be 4 inches. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that this root part here is going to be able to grow. This is broken off. That's going to rot. I don't want it to be a part of that because it could cause the whole plant to rot. That one too. Just clean that up a little bit. Make sure all of them. That one's good. That's good. And that's good. So all I'm going to do is dig a hole, and I have lots of worms in here, beautiful worms. Let's see if I can get around this bucket. And you want it kind of deep. As you can see, these, you don't see the cut off top. You just see the parts that have sprung up. So I do want it deep enough I can get the whole thing in here. Let me get my trowel. Okay. Now I'm going to take one and I'm just going to stick it in there, just like that. And then I'm just going to push the dirt back over, make sure there's no air pockets around it. I'm being very gentle so I don't actually cut it. I'm not going to pack it down, you know, make it hard. I want those little tender leaves to be able to come up. And that's it. I'll go ahead and do the other 3. And then I'm going to show you some celery that's been growing for over 3 years. Alright, so this celery, there's actually several plants here, is well over 3 years old. And as you can see, it's growing right through our, we've been down to 30, and it hasn't frozen solid. You can see the little flowers on them, and they're going to produce the little seed heads. These already fell off. So wherever the seeds drop, you're going to have more celery. So make sure you plant it where you want it. And I have a never-ending supply of celery right here, and I'm adding to it because celery is just, you know, really easy to grow. I don't even water this. It loves this spot. And these celery leaves will probably grow to about 2.5 feet. I come out and I'll cut it down. I'll use the stalk, I'll dehydrate that, but the leaves especially have the most flavor. So I always dehydrate the leaves and I add that to pretty much anything. That's truly how simple it is to grow celery. And instead of starting from a seed and trying to baby that little seedling until it gets big enough to actually produce, you have to almost go a whole year. But if you start with the celery root part from the store, this is what you get. Super easy.